Hello, everybody, and welcome back to IntyCenter 1957. This week, not just for a whip around for deuce, but a complete whip around for deuce, as with 3 game sets. We'll touch on each and every game, and we'll start this time in Taiwan, where a Dave Brown complete game powered the Pilots to a series opening win over the Bandwagoners. Brown allowed 2 runs on 6 hits and struck out 8. Heavy Johnson had a homer and 4 ribbies, and Joe Kelly, welcome back, Joe, had 2 hits and 3 ribbies as the Pilots win 8-2. Mickey Cochrane hit a grand slam in the 6th, and a shack of their own took a 5-3 lead into the 9th inning. Mike Schmidt hits a leadoff homer to cut it to a 5-4 game, and Carl Yastrzemski singles with 2 out to put the tying run on base. But Chuck Klein strikes out, giving first blood in the series to the KOTOR 1 gang as a shack of their own top performance enhancers 5-4. Now, Jose Rio's been pretty good this year, a pretty good surprise, if we've got to be honest, for Game of Throws. But this was not his day in Colombia. The Family Madrigal hit him hard, 6 runs on 11 hits in just 4 1/3 innings. George Brett added a 3-run homer off reliever Leon Day, and Madrigal win this one 10-3. Hall of Famer Rod Carew hit a 2-run homer in the first. Joe DiMaggio led off the top of the 4th with a homer, and Shane Bieber slams the door after issuing a leadoff walk on the top of the 9th, and the Gales in November take down Stiffy 4-3 in the series opener. What else should we have expected from Bob Feller when he was facing off with Satchel Paige? Feller has a 2-hitter, giving up 1 run in the complete game effort. Joe Morgan had 4 hits. Joe Cronin had a pair of runs batted in. Amazings win that one 4-1. Derek Jeter homered with 1 out in the 9th off Trevor Hoffman to bring the Zods to within 6-5 against Let's Play 2. But Hoffman would retire Jose Altuve and Albert Pujols, and Let's Play 2 gets the series opening win. Touched on this one in the thread, but 11 innings from J.R. Richard wasn't enough for every city, as his 3 runs allowed on 4 hits gave him a no decision. That's because Toad Ramsey tossed 12 innings. He gave up 3 runs, just 2 of them earned on 9 hits, and also got no decision. We'd need 14 innings to decide this one, and it was thanks to the #1 ingredient of good baseball, good old-fashioned hustle. Pinch runner John Montgomery Ward stole third. Mookie Betts stole second. They then both scored on a single from Edgar Martinez. Eric Gagne limits the Pilots from there, but Johnny Vandermeer gets the 1-2-3 bottom of the 14th, and that seals a 5-3 win for the Pilots. Guy Hecker tossed a complete game, giving up 1 run on 6 hits. David Wright hit a 2-run homer, and Yaz added 2 ribbies and 2 hits as the Enhancers take Game 2 versus shack of their own 5-1. A 5-run second inning for Game of Throws featuring a 2-run homer from Benny Koff put Madrigal on their heels out of the gate. A Billy Hamilton RBI in the 8th got Madrigal within 6-4, but they'd get no closer, and the Kings of the North even that series at a game each. Andre Dawson hit a pair of homers. Let's Play 2 toppled the Zodiac Guardians 5-2. That's all we're going to say about that one. The Diamondbacks scored a run in each of the first 2 innings to stake Grasshopper Jim to a 2-0 lead. Amazing scraped one back in the 3rd and took the lead in the 7th on an RBI single from Joe Morgan and a bases-loaded walk by Wade Boggs. They had 2 insurance runs in the 9th. Those proved key as the Diamondbacks got a runner on 2nd and 3rd and saw a runner score on a wild pitch. They set up Jeff Bagwell as a pinch hitter with runners on the corners and 2 outs. But Bag and a Half grounds out to short, and Amazings hold on for the 5-3 win. Scythian and Gone were tied at 2 heading into the 7th. Double, single, single, double, untied it and knocked Dean Chance out of the game. Dick Raditz relieved and got 2 outs, but then single, 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 and it was a total of 6 runs in the inning. The Gales never looked back. They win at 8-4. Joe DiMaggio, 3 hits and 2 runs batted in. He continues to haunt his former team. Frank Thomas, Harmon Killebrew, Andre Dawson, Eddie Matthews, Roger Hornsby, Hank Aaron. List of guys who all homered in the series finale as Let's Play 2 completes a 14-0 ass whooping to finish off their sweep of the Guardians. A pair of RBI singles from Roberto Clemente and Mike Trout in the 2nd put City up 2-0, and they kept that lead till the 7th. In the 7th, who else could it be? Joe DiMaggio Leads off with a solo homer to cut the lead in half. In the 8th, Luis Arraez got an RBI double to tie it. In the 9th, DiMaggio, there he is again. He singles, he scores on a single from Hall of Famer Rod Carew that puts the Gales up 3-2. Terry Francona shows his season-long knack for good pinch hitting. He sends up Charlie Gehringer with 1 out and the tying run on first base, and Gehringer, of course, hits into the game-ending 6-4-3 double play, giving the sweep to the Gales. Babe Ruth had a homer and 3 RBI as Game of Throws knocked off the Family Madrigal 5-2 in the rubber match. Rube Waddell tossed a complete game for the Throws, gives up 2 runs, 7 hits, he strikes out 8. Julio Rodriguez, he had 3 hits and drove in 4 runs, including a 3-run homer in the 5th. Stone Devil Seattle Pilots sweep the Bandwagoners on the road with a 7-3 win. Mike Piazza went 3 for 4. He had 2 homers and 4 RBI, but it was a 1-run game with the Enhancers leading by a score of 7-6 heading into the bottom of the 9th. Pete Browning got a leadoff single after Craig Kimbrell struck out Ted Williams. A George Gore double with the tying run on third and an intentional walk to John McGraw loaded the bases. Norm Cash stepped up and hit a deep fly ball to right. Chuck Klein caught it. Browning tied up to score the game-tying run, only to be gunned down at the plate on an absolutely on-point throw from Klein, ending the game with a 9-2 double play and giving the win to the Enhancers. Finally, to San Francisco, where a Charlie Blackwell 2-out single tied the game at 3. And we'd stay there for a long, long time. I mean, long enough that George R. R. Martin might write a novel while we're waiting for another run in this game. We'd get all the way to the 13th inning before we get another run. And it would happen when Dwayne Ward would replace John Smoltz for Amazings. Ward would throw all of 1 pitch because Big Sam Thompson would deposit that pitch into the seats for a walk-off homer and a 4-3 win for the Diamondbacks. That's going to do it this week for IntyCenter. We'll catch you next time for another whip around. Fidus.